Happy welcome to lab number 2, AI as a boost. And it was very interesting. We heard before that Klaus talked about that we have to take care of our co-workers. And there was one question at the end that said, okay, we know many of us in the area of hospitality, we do have a problem with this issue, or it is a big issue, and I'm very happy that we hear something about this topic, because it looks is very a hot topic. So my name is Philipp von Hellberg. I'm from Bluefink. We were an agency for collaboration and participation, and I'm very happy to conduct here and facilitate this lab. It will be very interactive. We will have 20 minutes where our 2 guests here will talk, and we'll have a chat, and afterwards we'll have different moments where we can work in groups, and we'll then see what the results of your reflection is. So the idea is really to go deeper, to connect, not only to talk with each other and to chat, but really to connect to each other, and to, if 1 + 1 is not only 2, but if 1 + 1 is 3 or 4, then really we reached our goal, and we are very happy after this 1.5 hour if you see the results of this lab. I myself, I also have a connection with the hospitality. I have also a winery at home, so we are always looking at our customers and our guests, what they really want and need, and to find unique points to this topic also. And now really it's the time to introduce our 2 guests. On the left here, the host of this lab is Reinhard Lanner. Where do you come now from? Vienna directly, or from Salzburg? Yeah, so he flew in, or he drove in right here from Salzburg, and he's since 30 years in the sector of tourism and hospitality, and a well-known innovator in this sector. And one more left, Erich Eichstetter. He's one of the drivers of the digital gastronomy lab of the Basque Culinary Center. So he drove all the way around Europe to come here. Thank you very much for that. And I just had a quick look at your LinkedIn profile, and I saw a lot of endorsements about strategy in the area of gastronomy and administration, and really a wide variety of talents and interests. And it's great to have you here with this focus on the future of gastronomy, and that's exact what matches with the B mindset here. So, and I give you the microphone, and I give it over to the host, Reinhard. It's your time now.
Thank you very much. It's great that you're all here, that you all came here. Can you help us? Well, while we do the technological stuff here, who of you is really into technology? Hands up, please. A few, okay. Who is an entrepreneur, who has a hotel or a company? And who is in a tourism destination? Okay, so we really have a mixed audience here, but it's not about your role. It's about you as a person, as we learned already. And you know, we all came together to think about what will the future be like. And our parents, our grandparents, they had similar situations. They came together at the beginning of the 20th century, and they had really, really big troubles. That was in London. So and so many people they had a mobility with the horse carriages. And all these horse carriages, they had a problem because they had so much manure on the road. And even the newspaper, the New York Times, said, well, 1950 we will have a really, really huge problem because we have 3-meter manure on the road. And why? Of course, because we had so many horse carriages in all these cities. 10 years later, the problem was solved. but not by the people who are the coaches and go with the coaches. The problem was solved because something completely new came into the world. It is the cars. It's the same place, it's the cars. And as an introduction, who knew what Klaus had on his stage on his finger? Did you realize something? On his right hand, he had a black ring. This black ring is the Ura ring. And that's one thing about hospitality and the future about hospitality. We will have technology on our bodies. Who of you has a Apple Watch? Who is checking his health system? And so, not many, a few. That will explode. And just to give us an idea, tourism is always a kind of a mirror of what's going on in society. And as Klaus said, healthness, longevity trend is a big trend. And if we think about how we can use this in our hospitality in our hotels, there is one company which is based now in Saudi Arabia. They are opening a hotel in Montenegro in a couple of weeks, the Zero Hotels, and they are really merging things together. They are not a hotel anymore. They are not a hospital or a retreat center anymore. They are not a fitness company, but they are a combination of that. And the thing is that it will transform the way we see hotels in future with the hospitality. That's another picture about efficiency. That was from a trip to China, Flaisu Hotel. You don't have any people in there. Everything is done with face recognition. Everything is done with conversation. You go in there and you check your passport, and then you check your face with the camera, and then you go to the elevator. The elevator has a camera, watches your face, the door goes up, it brings you to the right level, then you go to the hotel room. If you have 103, you look at door number 102, nothing happens. 104, nothing happens. But when you look at the door at 103, the door will open. So that's things about efficiency, and AI will boost that really a lot. Why AI? Just one thing, theoretical thing for introduction. Who of you knows how much in average spendage is in per restaurant, per person in your restaurant? Do you know that? Okay. Do you know how the music you play in the restaurant influences people's spending? Do you know how the sense, the smell and everything influences the spending of the people? How much do we know about all these things? And this will be some kind of things we also will find, a new work of process. This will be something we will find in future also in our hotels. We have the physical world, and we're talking about digital world, but no, it does not exist. There is just one world, and it is digital, physical. In future we will build dynamic twins. We talk about mobility, we talk about health and wellness, about entertainment, and we also talk about communication. And if we run the hotel as we learned today, we also should think about being academy. The hotel not just for operational purpose, but also a learning center, a living lab where we to commercial profits, but also think about what's the social contribution of our company to our regional society. Questions like this is what will move us in the future. And that's something which fits to our session now in the afternoon. Maybe you keep this picture in mind, and you all know these iceberg models. What we do every day is we look at reality. We look at about objects and. But sometimes we should focus about the process. How was this table made? Who made it? How was the food made? We were yesterday at Langeda, and we got so many information about the process. And the process is the people, patterns, about behavior, about the structure, but what really is the core is the values we have, the inner values we have. What do we believe? We still believe in a worldview which was created 200 years ago, and this worldview won't really be enough to work in future. So it's not that we have to forget everything, it's about learning things and change our mental models, because if we change our mental models, then new behavior will come up, and out of this new behavior we will get new results. These results we all expect. And there is very often the sentence that we live in an area of change, and we all hate this change, but this is wrong. We are in a change of era. This era will be completely different. It will not be focused on mass production. It will be higher complexity. And somebody who is here and who is already in this era of change is Erich. Erich, that's great that you came all the way from Spain to us. And I think we want to start with a short video just to give a short video impression of your company.
Hace 10 años, el 26 de septiembre de la primera universidad del Estado en ofrecer estudios
para poner en marcha un laboratorio de innovación dedicado a la transformación digital.
Usted tira la basura. Los hogares son los responsables del 42% de... Directora de Innovation del Centro Tecnológico en Gastronomía. ¿Qué tal, Begoña? Buenos días.
The Basque World Project, fields of education, health, research, sustainability, social entrepreneurship.
Basque Culinary Center. Welcome, Erich Eichstetter. So we saw some visual impressions. Can you give us a few words? What is it exactly, the company?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Thank you for having me here. Well, Basque Culinary Center opened as a university 12 years ago. And at the moment, there was a slow food university in Italy, which has a different focus. But this was the first university where chefs would get like a bachelor degree. It has like 3 main areas of knowledge: food service, food business, and food science, on the broad term of all of this. Then an innovation center was opened attached to the university, which is where I work. So basically, we develop and transfer knowledge. And I work specifically in the digital innovation area. So we develop new digital solutions for the food sector. It could be the hospitality sector. It could also be, let's say, something related to health and nutrition for personalized health. And yeah, that's basically it.
Why is, you can keep the, why do you think that's important?
It started like as a strategic goal for the territory in the Basque Country, which is already world known for its gastronomy. So it's a world destination for foodies. And the Digital Gastronomy Lab started as a next step in that strategy, like to position the territory at the upfront of digital transformation. So we have, you mentioned our hotels as living labs. The Digital Gastronomy Lab is a living lab, which means it's a real restaurant with real chefs, waiters, and clients, but it's at the same time a testing space for new technologies. So whatever we develop, like it could be an app, but it could also be like a new food product. It's introduced into the restaurant, like into a real context, to see how the consumer reacts to it.
Can you give us 2-3 examples what exactly that means?
Well, we're talking about artificial intelligence. To say a few examples of how we can use it to boost workers and how to make life easier for people working in the sector. for example, inventories is something that most businesses have to do, especially in restaurants, and it's something that is time demanding. It's completely out of the activity that the reason a chef became a chef, it was not to make inventories. So we developed two tools. One applies, it's kind of like an Alexa, like a voice assistant. So you go to the storage rooms and you just mention 6 bottles of 1 liter of olive oil of the brand, blah, blah, blah. And this goes directly into the inventory system. That's actually the one that works best. The other one sounds more science fiction and more interesting, but it doesn't work that good, which applies artificial vision. So we install cameras that already recognize that this is a bottle of the brand, blah, 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 and it counts them, and it does it in real time. So if a chef comes and takes a bottle and goes away, so the inventory gets updated automatically. That would be an example, like in the back office. In the front of house, we could have, again, artificial vision cameras at the entrance of the restaurant that recognize demographics, meaning if I'm alone, it will say, okay, male, alone, age, so-and-so. If I'm with a couple, then it would be something different, or if I'm with my family, it would be something different. And this would launch personalized publicity, same as with Instagram or this kind of platforms where you get personalized publicity according to your taste and preferences and your demographics. Here it would happen the same. If I'm alone, it would probably show me a burger, and if I'm with family, it would show me something different. That would be also something.
But let me ask a question for you. Who of you is interested or would like to go into a restaurant where there is a camera checking the demographics and so on, and then is taking all your personal data? Please hand up. Who likes that? I think I have to repeat the question. Who really would love to go into a restaurant where they have the camera and check and take all the data? I think you can stop that project.
Well, it actually has boosted, it depends on the concept of the restaurant. Like, not all restaurants have screens at the entrance, or not all hotels. But in the case of these hotels and restaurants that do have that, it has been proved that it has boosted sales. So in numbers, it does work. Yeah. It does work. Yeah. That's like the thing, because it's non-invasive. Like, it's not taking your personal data. It's just looking male, age, range, or these kind of things, not according to data privacy in Europe. So it has to be working in those terms.
Okay. So might it be that it is our personal worldview, the way we think, that we say, no, that will never work. And if we are together like this today, we get the confirmation because nobody raised the hand. So no, that will never come because we don't like it. Or maybe it does come.
Yeah, but I mean, like, same way, nobody asks you if you want to get personalized publicity on Instagram, but it works, and it has been working for many years, right? Or nobody asks you if your iPhone is recording keywords also to send personalized publicity, but you agreed on the terms and conditions. So, like, these are the kinds of things that are under the ground, under the surface, but are already in operation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, this was mainly to show an example. I'm not specially, like, I'm not going to play the role of the defensor of this specific solution. I just wanted to share things that are already working, and I actually can agree with many of you. Like, if I would ask, maybe I would say no to this, right? Like, but yeah, I think it's something interesting for everybody to know.
Okay, interesting. We were at the stage before with Klaus. He was talking about his academy, and that maybe it's a job of us in the hotels, in the hospitality industry, to contribute into the development of the skills and the talents of our staff, so that we become of our people. Do you have projects for that as well?
Yes. We're working. Well, there are like two things that I think that can be interesting. One is shift management tools, so that they optimize. Like, let's say, like the shift management tool is integrated with the booking management tool, so it can predict if it's going to be a busy weekend. So it will program that you're going to need more staff, right? Like all of these tasks can be done automatically. Like this could be something that helps managers especially to organize their human resources. And on the side of the worker, there are also tools to help to gamify, so that workers can have a continuous process of learning inside an organization, and it can be kind of like a video game. So there's a coffee machine, you scan a QR code, and then you see, like, same as you would see stories on Instagram, videos on, let's say, how to make a specific coffee or how to clean the machine, for example. And once you complete the task, it will give you like a score point, so you can accumulate score points, and you can know how many tasks have you completed. So it helps, especially for new workers, to facilitate the introduction to the job.
But that sounds to me like a kindergarten for adults. Is that really the future of the hospitality industry, that we are kindergarten and we have these AI tools and gamifications?
Well, like there's like a lot of rotation. It has always been. I've been in the industry for the last 25 years, and there has always been, since I started, the problem that people are leaving, people don't stay long. Every 3 months you have to change, you have to train new people, and you have to explain the same things over and over again. And sometimes these are very, very simple things, how to clean a coffee machine, for example.
Yes.
And so that, like, giving the person the ability to self-learn this not so value-added task, I think it can simplify the life of many people.
So instead of reading a book how to do this, I just use it and ask my questions, and behind are all the handbooks, and I get the answer and not have to learn something.
Are the tools already available to download and to test them?
Many of the ones I mentioned, yes. This one, we're developing it right now. Like the one with the learning system, there are similar tools already, like generic for other industries, but not specific for hospitality, which is a project that we are working on. And like just as I mentioned it so far, there is nothing especially innovative about it, but the incorporation of a chatbot, that, for example, the chatbot is already trained with all the manuals of all, let's say, all the machines that you have, or all the recipes, so that the worker can make specific company questions and get the right answer, which is very important, and not getting some answer that the chatbot invented, which is one of the problems with ChatGPT and many of these things, that many times, if it doesn't know the answer, it just makes up an answer. So to train these chatbots, it's something really important in that regard.
Can you give us afterwards the names of the tools where we can...
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's a good question anyway. We have many small and medium-sized companies here in the Alps. What are your 2-3 suggestions we should all start doing now? And second question, how can you help us? Because the digital tools connect us, even if we are not in the same neighborhood. Yes,
of course. Well, ChatGPT, for example, can be controversial, and there's a lot of debate around it. But I honestly think whoever thinks it's not a useful tool is probably using it wrong. And I think a lot of people use it wrong. It's very easy to detect a text generated if you make like a simple plain question. But if you make that like a very specific question with very specific prompts and very specific ways, or generating personalized chatbots, it will save lots of time. And ChatGPT is a tool, but Notion has also integrated AI.
Let us ask who in your company and all the people you are working there, who is using ChatGPT already a lot? All of them do. What are you doing? Just shout out with it.
Questions.
Questions? Research?
Translation.
Translations? Curations? Content? Okay.
Plan a holiday.
Okay. Who is using it for making a Dienstplan?
I tried.
Okay.
Yeah, like something important to understand about ChatGPT is that it's not knowledge-based, it's language-based. So basically what it does is generates sentences or ideas, work on how the language is structured. So like if you ask, let's say, an historical question, it can give you the right answer, but it can also give you the wrong answer. So like it's very important to nurture it, for example, to upload a proper history book and ask them to look inside the book what it finds. So that's a proper way to use it.
Okay, one problem the people have here is they have in their company so many different systems, and the business model, the old one, is based on locking in, so you can't connect all these things. Can you help us here, and can AI help us to connect all these different systems better?
Well, that's actually, since we started with the Digital Gastronomy Lab, that has been a major challenge. Let's say a restaurant. You have a booking system, you have an ERP where you have your recipes, you have a shift system, you have a POS, you have like maybe a marketing, social media management system. So you have like 5, 6, 7 different tools, and they're all different companies. The big problem with that is that all of these companies have their own missions and goals and things. So you have to actually custom made like the integrations you need. Many companies are already integrated, but yeah, that's one of the big challenges of digital transformation.
Is that the job of the technology companies, or is it the job of the hospitality industry?
It depends. Like sometimes you have to pay, sometimes they do it themselves because it's interesting for them.
Okay.
The last 20 years I learned that if there's a new technology, it helps you saving time, but we know every new technology is producing new kind of work, and then you need to spend energy on it. So the balance of saving and taking a new energy and saving time and energy, is AI solving that problem? No. Do you understand me?
And I'm not sure if I like of not investing so much time.
Like the iPhone.
Yeah.
Is a cool tool.
Yeah.
And helps me saving a lot of time. Yeah. Everything is on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm 4 hours a day on the iPhone, so I produce new habits. Yeah. And it takes time. Yeah. And you talked a lot about AI and all this electronic stuff is saving time. And I'm not really sure about that all these things is saving time. It's doing new things with us.
I think, in my opinion, it's easy to prove. Like just before ChatGPT was launched, I remember we launched a report called the Restaurant of the Future. You can download it online; it's for free. And that report, I remember we had like 20 correction phases, so we would send it to a writer. He would find like a comma missing, he would send it back, and this delayed the publishing of like 6 months. And I know for sure that today with ChatGPT that would take me alone 1 day, for sure.
Okay, I think we're going now into the group work, so we share and collect all the questions and the knowledge.
Yes.
I would love, or what's your recommendation, to say which data should we now start to collect to have in 2 years, in 1 year, maybe a good data model and good data structure to get most out of machine learning models and so on. Because that's maybe at the moment, that's the problem. We all collect data, storage is cheap, but computing is very expensive at the moment. But the data which we have now is not sufficient. It's not enough to get the right AI models to get trained.
Why?
Because, yeah, let's say, that's easy to think, because we are missing at the moment, for us it's missing, for example, the interaction, the feedback from the client. We don't do that. But how was your wine? How was your dish? How was your stay? That's missing at the moment. But we don't collect, for example, like temperature, like forecasts, like everything else. That's maybe the basic for forecasts in the tourism, let's say bookings and spendings to have it. So what's maybe the data structure we have to build to get the most out of machine learning models and even the other things? Because one is having the data. The next thing is, can you pay the computing? Because even that we all know what the media and so on cost, and that's not that's maybe the leverage. Is it positive, the calculation, or not? So what's the data we should collect to get most out of AI models?
Yeah, I think that's a very difficult question, and I think the question is actually different. The question is, what KPI do you want to see? And when we started like making that question, like let's say time per guest per table, for just thinking out loud, right? Just to think a thing, then you would have to think how to generate that KPI. But asking that question, like which KPIs do you want to see? It's a difficult question, because when we made it, we had like long time thinking about what do we want to see.
Yeah, maybe let's say
so I think that's a great input for the discussions now, and we can do it in smaller groups that everybody can talk. One wish I would like to give to you and repeat it again. When you are discussing, and hopefully the discussion is fruitful and it is controversial and different opinions, always listen a little bit into yourself. If somebody says something, how you feel about what the other person said. What does it do with you? Do you agree? Are you upset? Do you not like it? And take your time and think about it. Why do you have your opinion, which is not fitting so much with the other one? I hand over to you.
Thank you very much. We'll now have the possibility to work in. We'll now create groups.